All right, welcome everybody to another episode of Cocktail Hour. I'm Andy.
And I'm Sherry.
And I'm Colette.
Well, I tell you, how long's it been, Jane? 2 months?
It feels like
I think we were in August.
Seriously?
I think so. We missed September. Or was it July? Did we miss August and September?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
No, I think we got August. I don't think we did September.
Yeah, I think September just kind of rolled into October.
Yeah, I think it did. And it was
October almost rolled.
Right.
Oh, September was our anniversary. Was it 10 years now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy shit.
So we just wanted to show up to say, that's it. We're done.
It's like, happy Halloween, bitches. Time to move on. All right, so before we announce what we've read and talk about, what's everybody drinking? Sherry, we'll start with you since you're on the top left there.
Okay, I am drinking the blood of cranberries.
The blood of cranberries. Lovely.
The blood of cranberries.
I like it. Woo! Colette, are you drinking the blood of cranberries too?
I'm not. I'm drinking Laura's drink, the Headless Horseman, which I sent you guys the recipe to.
Yeah.
The thing that's really tragic is, so I stumbled upon this sort of schnapps-esque stuff, like in a back corner of the liquor store called Sweet Shine. And the first one that I bought was ginger. And I was like, yeah, I want like a ginger liqueur. And it was delicious. And I put it in everything and I cooked with it. And I, slept with it under my pillow. It was really good. And then I discovered that there was pumpkin and there was chocolate and there were a whole bunch of flavors. Wow. And they had a limoncello one, which was nice. And it was all made like somewhere on the East Coast, like maybe West Virginia or Pennsylvania-esque. So I was excited to, because I feel like it was one of the only limoncellos that was made in the States. And now, even though they're still around, they don't make Sweet Shine anymore. They make some bullshit in a can. Yeah.
What flavor would that be?
I think it's just called bullshit in a can. But I'm so sad. So the only thing I have left is pumpkin. So I was like, well, I guess I'll go ahead and use it up since I can't replace it. And it's just sad. Do you guys know if there's such a thing as pumpkin schnapps? Does that exist? It would be kind of comparable to the Sweet Shine.
No, I don't. It's been a while since I've been in a liquor store, so I couldn't tell you.
Did I tell you they opened a Total Wines here?
Oh.
Yep, just down the road.
One of my favorites.
I know they have great non-alcoholic beer. They have a nice large selection of non-alcoholic wines. And I'm going to step away for just a second. I'm going to show you what I got for my birthday. And it's actually really nice. I like it. I'll be right back.
Cool.
So I am not seeing a lot of things come up. There's a lot of make your own damn pumpkin liqueur.
Who the hell wants to do that?
Right? So, and then it looks like there is maybe like pumpkin syrup like you would use if you were going to make an old fashioned or something.
I had pumpkin syrup. Didn't we have that? We had some drink a couple of years ago and I had to buy it. I think I had pumpkin syrup.
I don't remember anything that we've ever had that had pumpkin in it.
Well,
are you cheating on us?
I'll roll downstairs and see what's down there.
Are you cheating on us with some other?
No.
Yeah, that must have been
show.
My other alcohol-based podcast.
Right. Damn.
Did you tell our viewers what the drink is called?
Oh yeah, let's do that first.
All right,
she's busy right now.
I believe it's the Headless Horseman, y'all.
It was the Headless Horseman.
It's the Headless Horseman. So, what did you ask me to do?
No, we already took care of it.
We took care of it. It's fine. It was a drink created by the lovely Laura.
Correct.
And filled with various whiskeys and schnapses.
Right.
So Colette should be falling down at any point.
Yeah. And I started it like an hour ago. So
Oh, my.
we'll see how it
Oh,
goes.
okay. You'll be
So
fine.
it's 2 parts Irish whiskey. We didn't have any Irish whiskey, so we went with rye. It's 1 part spiced whiskey, and I prefer Breckenridge because it's very autumnal. It's got like nutmeg and cinnamon and anise in it, and it's super good. And then just like a glug. Is that
That's the technical
that
term, the
a
glug.
unit of measurement? It's got like a glug of the pumpkin sweet shine in it.
Oop.
And then I put some of the ever delicious bourbon cherries in it, which
Oh my goodness.
Andy, I hope you have tried.
I have. They're delicious.
Right?
Oh, that's right. Remember, but you got the wrong kind.
But
No, no, I bought the right kind.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I resent her the link to the exact ones, and she
Yep.
said she ordered them. I just had
Beautiful.
not got an update.
Delicious. I could sit there and eat all of them.
Just like out of the jar.
Oh my God, they're so good.
Yeah, they really are. They're the
Well,
best.
thank you for turning me on to that because that is awesome.
What are you drinking?
Oh, I'm
Andy
having a
Warrior
Bloody Mary
Princess.
'cause I'm having a Bloody Mary because it just seems so.
Bloody.
Yeah, well, it seems so Halloweenish.
And I had forgotten all about that until the two of you decided on your drinks, and I'm like, well, I was going to have some of this delicious 0 alcohol gin,
Okay.
which doesn't necessarily taste like gin, but it's got a lot of really nice botanicals in it, and with some seltzer water. I like to have it with the lime seltzer water, maybe a slice of lime, but it's really nice. It's very expensive. It was like, I think it's like $30 for this bottle,
Huh.
Look at you.
but I enjoy it.
It satisfies
nice.
the.
It does.
And you could mix drinks with it still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It
I get
comes
that.
with a little recipe card and everything too. So I mean, it's not exactly like a gin, but it's close.
Yeah.
It's close, and it gives me it gives you that that more of a harder bite than just water or tonic or whatever, because sometimes you just want that. So I've been enjoying that every once in a while. So that's nice. Yeah. So yay. All right then. So I just want to put this out there. I believe is the last story The Willows?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm at the exciting conclusion. Like everything was all ramped up, and if they're getting ready, they're rolling the person over, and then I got to start. So it's like I have no idea how. I got like 2 minutes left. Yeah.
Well, we'll tell you.
Good. Go ahead.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming since all of these short stories were either written in the mid to late 19th century or early 20th century that we're probably okay with spoilers.
Oh,
Spoilers
yeah.
are great. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. All right, so let me tell you guys what we read. It's called Classic Horror Stories to Chill Your Bones. And it's an eclectic collection of some of the classic tales of horror. So we've got The New Catacomb by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Edgar Allan Poe's Mask of the Red Death and Hop Frog, and the cast of Amontillado, I believe.
Amontillado.
Amontillado. The Monkey
Armadillo
by W.W. Jacobs, The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkin Gilman, and The Willows by Algernon Blackwood. So there you go.
And Smee.
Oh, yeah.
Smee.
I forgot about Smee. Yeah. I didn't see it in the list. Who the hell wrote that one?
A.M. Burridge.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Awesome. So, yeah, man, we got a whole bunch of short stories, some classics.
Yeah, although
I was
The
surprised
Willows
that.
does not really
Did I lose you
qualify it.
guys?
I hope not. Can you not hear us?
I can hear you. What?
Yeah, Sherry cannot.
Oh, my God. What the heck happened?
Well, do whatever you did a minute ago that fixed it. do the earbuds. Do whatever magic voodoo you did to fix it before. Did that? No? That didn't do anything? Yes, it did do something. Hooray. Did it do the thing you needed it to do? Hooray! Okay. No, I was just gonna say I don't know that you could probably call The Willows a short story because it just went on and on and on and on and on and on.
I know, I'm napping on the couch almost. And, all the rest of the stories were nice and short and interesting, and you kind of get into it. And I'm like, is this never going to end? And then I looked at TJ. I'm like, I got another hour in this story, and the show starts in less than an hour. I still have to shower and eat, so I jacked it up to 1.5 and like, and I still didn't quite make it.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me.
Even the dog had to weigh in on that.
I know the dog was mad. I was surprised. I had never heard, and I'd never read any of these. I thought I had read The Cask of the Armadillo.
Okay, I had read all 3 of the ones from Poe. Part of the reason that we chose this particular compendium was because it had Hop Frog, and I had told Andy that Hop Frog is one of my favorite things by Poe because
I loved that one.
Super fucked up.
It was good. Yeah. I was glad you recommended it and we could find it. That was awesome.
But I don't think I had read any of these others, and I certainly hadn't read anything by Arthur Conan Doyle that didn't have Sherlock Holmes in it. I know.
I'm surprised that there was no. I mean, these were people I'd never heard of before, and but I liked it. It was. I mean, I haven't read a lot of Sherlock Holmes, but was he generally was he kind of dark like that?
Well, yeah, there were usually dead people and
right, but I mean, I suppose
Professor Moriarty, who was I mean,
was he a cokehead? What?
He was.
Well,
Moriarty. No,
Sherlock Holmes, I think, took either opium or laudanum. I can't remember. It was opium, right?
I thought it was cocaine. Anybody out there want to? Anybody out there?
Feel free to weigh in.
Yeah, there's a couple of folks.
It would be cool if we could just put like a little multiple choice thing in the middle of the show and be like, did Sherlock Holmes take A, opium, B, cocaine, C, laudanum?
I wonder if there might be a poll option.
Oh, all right. Well, if you could,
of
course, none of us know the answer, so that'll make it hard.
Well, we could ask Alexa. Doesn't somebody have Alexa besides me?
There's no effing
right
way.
Next to you. Go ahead.
It's like
there's no effing way I'm gonna have something listening to me all day that reports to fucking Amazon or whatever. I mean, really? That's crazy. That's crazy.
You can turn it off. You do know that, right?
Well, why would I have it if I'm going to keep it turned off?
I didn't say keep it turned off. But
I would never turn it on.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm too I'm sure you think that it's paranoid of me, but I mean,
no,
you see shit happen all the time. Like every day is a new privacy breach, and there's no way I could imagine giving a corporation a microphone into my home.
Let's see. Let's get it. Computer, what drug did Sherlock Holmes enjoy?
Here's something I found on reference.com.
Okay.
Novels. Sherlock Holmes smoked 3 different pipes: cherry wood, clay, and briar.
Not helpful.
In film,
No.
he's often portrayed smoking a calabash pipe. The association of Holmes with the calabash comes from the early 1900s American actor.
Still not helpful.
Here.
She has a lot of information.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he partook of opium, but
You're gonna make me
I guess we could just get off our asses and Google it.
Right? Well, I
was surprised that you hadn't already.
I was hoping somebody would weigh in, but apparently not.
No, people are bashful today.
Oh,
bashful. So anyway, so all right.
Okay, I was wrong. It says he sometimes used morphine and sometimes cocaine, the latter of which he injects in a 7% solution, which is the name of a Sherlock Holmes book, the 7% solution.
Right, that's how I remember it.
Really interesting.
7% solution, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So regarding these stories, can I just say that I felt like the Conan Doyle story the new catacomb,
Yeah.
about a guy who brings a peer, a fellow archaeologist, down into a catacomb and basically leaves him to die. Was very much like the Cask of Amontillado.
It was.
Mhm.
So I
was.
mean, I could say
it was,
I could
yes.
see choosing one or the other. I mean, I'm sure
why
the Poe story came first, right?
Yeah.
Because Poe was early to mid 19th century, and Conan Doyle, I think, was late 19th century, right?
Look that up.
So at least that's how it is in my head. I'm not sure. But
She got thrown with the cocaine and morphine.
but yeah, I think I would have picked one of those. Either one.
So you're saying it was lazy editing?
I was just surprised. It's not like there's 2, 4, 6, 8 stories in this collection.
Yeah.
To have 2 of them be I'm not going to say identical, but
they're pretty similar.
Very similarly themed, right? Because of course the Cask of Amontillado is, hey, come on down into my wine catacomb. Same, even they're both catacombs. And you can taste my magical Amontillado since you're drunk and it's carnival and no one can hear you cry out when I wall you up. And let you die. I mean, there's a lot of, I'll say, like, the reason that I like Poe so much is that he deals with a lot of revenge stories.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about the revenge stories that I just really love on like a visceral level, right? I mean, so if you asked me like the classics that I like Scarlet Letter, all about
I've
revenge.
never read it.
Really? How did you get out of high school without being forced to read that?
Didn't have to. I didn't have to read any of the classics in high school.
What?
I mean, I may have been skipping out and drinking during those.
Oh, so maybe they asked you to read
They
them.
might have
failed to deliver.
I feel like they didn't. You know, I feel like they didn't.
Scarlet Letter, a lot about revenge, right? Because Hester Prynne, who is not in this collection whatsoever, viewers, basically is sent ahead by her husband to this Puritan community, and she ends up having an affair with the Reverend. Has a child out of wedlock, and then has to wear a scarlet A for adultery, while the fucking Reverend pretends that he didn't have anything to do with it. So when her husband finally shows up and sees what's going on, what the hell? Everything okay?
Wild Kingdom over there.
It is the Wild Kingdom.
So her husband shows up and is like, oh, yeah, this will not stand. And he spends the rest of the book trying to destroy the Reverend.
Oh, I like that. That's nice.
I like it too. Although whenever we would discuss it like as a class, they would be like, and do we see the flaw of his revenge and his anger? And I was like, no. This is I mean, of everybody in this book, I'm rooting for that dude.
Yeah, right.
How was he with his wife?
Most relatable. Well, so basically he sees her like on some dais in the middle of the town being scorned and forced to wear this letter, and she sees him in the crowd and they have like a little, okay, so I missed some shit. Okay. And so she knows he's in town, but I mean, he basically is like, I'm not going to announce to people that I'm your husband. I'm going to be spending some time on the DL trying to investigate
Taking
stuff.
care of some shit. Okay.
Right. So, I mean, I think that's a great revenge story.
Damn, I know. I'm going to read that one again now. Damn.
And what is the one about shit, now I can't even remember it. The Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Count of Monte Cristo. Great revenge story.
Yeah.
Never read that one either. Never saw the movie either. I have no idea. It's like a sandwich, isn't it?
You've never seen it. If you see the movie A Scarlet Letter, like Hester Prynne and the priests end up together or some bullshit. Like it's not. Don't ever see the movie.
Okay.
they're gonna write some Hollywood ending, and it's like, and then everybody hugs. Like everybody does like a high five at the end, and they freeze, and then the credits roll. Like none of that shit's in the books.
If you watch, there's several renditions of The Count of Monte Cristo. And I remember in high school, I think it was English Lit, we wound up watching the Richard Chamberlain version. You guys remember that? Oh, you remember that, Colette? On The Count of Monte Cristo? Richard Chamberlain?
Didn't Leonardo DiCaprio do it?
Yeah.
The Man in the Iron Mask, wasn't that it?
Okay, The Man in the Iron Mask was written by the same author.
Yeah, it was
Alexander Dumas.
You're right, the French guy.
Right, but it's a different story.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But he wrote both of them.
And Alexander Dumas is like, I just recently found out that he was black.
Really?
Did you find out by watching Lovecraft
No, I haven't started that.
I really loved it.
Laura just finished reading the book, so
I was going to suggest
we'll probably
that
get
we do
around
that
to
next.
watching it. Oh, really?
I was going to suggest it.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah.
a possibility. I would be game for that.
For what?
I really Lovecraft.
To read
Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft Country next. Is that a toy?
Why not? What's your issue?
As long as it doesn't have Cthulhu in it, I'm good.
Cthulhu's not in it.
I'm just saying.
The little squeaky toy. Wee. It's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
We'll
okay, so yeah,
right,
we'll
fine.
come back to what's next.
Maybe Colette and I will just watch it or listen to it, and you can just go drink with your other friends.
your other podcast.
Your other pumpkin drinking people. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, so then like Hop Frog is clearly
I
all
love
about
that
revenge.
one. Yeah.
I mean, apparently that was based on an actual thing that happened in the 14th century in France.
Really?
Yeah, I guess the king was involved in some kind of a dance that was done at some kind of I don't know if it was a multi-day event, some sort of festival, right? And so they were going to be, Sasquatch men or whatever the hell. Like missing a link kind of, but very Sasquatchy. I think there was probably a tale or some kind of a mythological creature at the time. But anyway, they were very Sasquatchy, right? So they covered themselves in flammable tar. And then some other
as you do.
Right, as you do. And then some other kind of hair sort of a similar thing that would give you a look of having hair all over your body. And then it was like, hey, everybody, come on in and watch us dance and bring your torches. It didn't go well.
As you do.
What stumps me though is when you say put tar on yourself, all I can think of is hot tar, right? That burns the hell out of you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at first. It's like, oh, well, isn't that used as a terrible punishment? But apparently it's also a costume.
But how do you apply tar when it's not hot enough to scald the hell out of you?
Yeah, I'm assuming that you wait until it's still maybe it's not like maybe it's a little more viscous, right? It's warm tar.
Well, they would put it, or maybe they put it on the cloth first, and then you put the cloth costume on.
Maybe.
It seems very uncomfortable and probably kind of stanky.
All right, I am posting the Wikipedia. Right.
Your favorite Wikipedia.
So it was the event was called the Bal d'Ardenne, which unfortunately was translated to Ball of the Burning Men. Masquerade ball held in 1393 in Paris, Charles VI of France performed a dance with 5 members of French nobility. 4 were killed in a fire caused by a torch brought by a spectator. Right? So Charles and one other dancer, the king and one other dancer, are the only ones who survived.
Wow. I had no idea. That's really fascinating.
So Poe turned that into a revenge story.
Nice.
Because that's what Poe is best at doing.
Nice.
I really like that one. That was good. That was good. So the woman and the yellow wallpaper. That was interesting.
I had never even heard of that before.
I'd never heard of that
story.
Or that woman. Have you heard of the woman before, the author?
No, but I looked her up because it was nice that they included a story by a woman. And I liked that her story was all about, here's what happens when you don't listen to women. And you just say, well, you're hysterical and you just need to sit in a room. And
we lost Andy. Andy just decided, you know what? Fuck it. I got that other podcast to go to. So, it's fine.
Okay, well, now I'm a
sure
little
she'll be back.
I'm a little concerned that my connection could end at any time. It's disconcerting.
I feel like it's something she did. Oh, she was hacking and coughing. Maybe she was trying to mute herself and accidentally just left.
And the permanent mute happened. Maybe.
That's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
there she is. Let me add her back.
Okay.
What the hell happened?
Okay. We didn't know what happened either. Just all of a sudden you disappeared.
The screen just got bigger.
I was closing out all these windows, and I apparently closed out the wrong one.
You closed the wrong one. Don't close out that one.
Okay.
This one's important.
Yes.
Okay.
Not like my other podcast.
Right. That's what Sherry said. Maybe you were going to join your other podcast. You had to go.
Time crunch,
Mm-hmm.
You're a popular lady.
But anyway, so the yellow wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman.
Mm-hmm.
I had never heard of her before.
I hadn't either.
She is considered one of the first sort of feminist authors.
Really?
And this horror story is considered a feminist horror story. And
I can see why.
Based on her actual treatment from some prick doctor that was like, oh, little lady, you're hysterical. I just need to finger you, and then I'm going to lock you in a closet. Because that's pretty much how
all you need.
Treatment was back then, right? I mean, there was a lot of sexual relief of hysteria, and then they would just put you in a room that you couldn't exit. Yeah. They didn't want you to touch anything or do anything or think thoughts, right? And so she wrote a story about a woman whose husband was a doctor, and he basically shut her up in this room with yellow wallpaper, and she completely insane.
Yeah, she couldn't go outside. She couldn't have visitors. She couldn't do anything.
There were bars on the windows.
Yep. But it's also a deeper meaning of the subservience of women during the time period that the author wrote it. I actually did a little looking up on the Googles, and it made sense. When you listen to the story, and then I read the summary too, in case I missed something, because the person that narrated, I don't know, didn't have much inflection, so I kept wondering, am I missing something? Right? So I didn't miss nothing, but it was really interesting descent also in the madness. It was really, really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean one thing I thought was interesting about this collection is that the American authors had American accents, and the British authors, their stories were told by people with British accents, and I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know if it was.
I hadn't noticed that.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was intentional, but like Conan Doyle and
He had Simon Vance. I really love Simon Vance is one of my favorite narrators. I like him a lot.
Burridge and Jacobs, who did the Monkey's Paw. They
now that story I had heard the Monkey's Paw or read the Monkey's Paw or something before.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
So there's 1 out of 8 that I had.
Now I've heard of the Monkey's Paw, and it's like a cliche, right? I mean, you talk about the Monkey's Paw, and it's just sort of become a cliche.
What you wish for.
Exactly.
Right.
But I've never actually read it. I think it is. I had never actually read it before, so that was kind of cool, and very disturbing.
Yeah, because with the Monkey's Paw, you got to be super explicit, otherwise, and even then, you still might get.
Even then, you're still,
Yeah, it's like in D&D when you make a wish. It could be very, very explicit, or the DM will fuck you.
I think that's I probably wouldn't. I know John would, but I wouldn't. I'm nice. I'm a nice DM.
I've never played it in my entire life, y'all.
You're missing
You would
out.
like it.
I think you would.
You would like it because you can do whatever the hell you want.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do like that part.
It's fun. It's a good time.
All right. So which other one? The Willows, I wasn't super impressed with.
So who was the peasant who got rolled over? Who was the sacrifice?
You don't ever get to know. You mean the body that they find, right? So it's these 2 dudes in Europe who take a canoe trip down the Danube River.
Yep.
I guess that was a thing that you did.
I guess.
It sounds
I do
terrible.
want to say it does sound terrible, but I want to say that like the first 20 minutes of the story is just how beautiful and powerful the Danube is and how it rolls through it. I mean, I could have done without all of that, but while I was listening, I was like, it's very beautiful. I'm enjoying this. And then as time was ticking on, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, then you're like this.
Yeah.
I did literally. I lay down on the couch.
It was very slow paced, and maybe that was on purpose. I don't know. I mean, I think he spent a lot of time talking about nature because then as they start to hear things and see things and
it's fine. Somebody's walking by, but there's TJ.
Oh, that's
Hi,
fine.
TJ.
But it was just as we're talking about, the devil demons that they're afraid are going to come and eat them. Then all of a sudden, your wolf beast starts to savagely growl. It was perfect timing, really.
It was, yeah.
They aim to please.
But yeah, so I guess the guys start to get weirded out and start to kind of lose their mental grip on reality, and now they're not sure what's real and what's not real. And then, as you do, you find a dead body in the river.
As you do.
As you do.
Yeah, you poke it with a stick. And then you sing that song Lollipop, My Boy Lollipop. Bum. But
I just wanted to slap both of them. It's like the fear. It's like their fear was leaking through their pores, and it was like barbecued meat on a grill, and it was driving these things to them.
That sounds delicious. We probably should not schedule these for right around now. I would love barbecued meat on a grill. Anyway.
So
here's something interesting that I read because I didn't know what the hell this story was, and I have never heard of Algernon Blackwood before.
And for a good reason.
So apparently this guy inspired Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
To tell you everything you need to know.
Well, yes or no?
I'm not a Lovecraft fan.
No,
Well-
I've read a few of his stories. They're okay. I mean, outside of him being a horrible racist.
Right. You kind of have to
Exactly.
get past that.
Yeah.
That's like the cherry on the shit sundae.
Right. But I mean, so the thing about Lovecraft is he creates this world that it is truly terrifying, and these horrible creatures. And you kind of get a vibe for that in this story,
Do
right?
you think
Because we
that's where
spend all
tentacle
this
porn-
time talking about tentacle porn. We
You
spend
think
all
that's where
this.
tentacle porn got its roots?
I don't think so. I don't feel like. I mean, I don't feel like Lovecraft sexualized any of that.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no. I'm saying maybe somebody was reading and went, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how to interpret that expression. I guess that was a sexual expression.
What?
Because you went,
Like,
and that could,
like they were inspired.
Yeah.
that could be a lot of things. Oh, okay. Like inspiration. I get you. Probably not.
Quit drinking.
No, don't. You're fine. Everybody's fine.
Yeah.
You should
mean,
be ready for a refill.
She might be.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I kept rudely interrupting.
No, that was probably me.
No. But you were
Right.
talking about Lovecraftian and building worlds and
Well, I mean, I think you can kind of read this and his weird sort of focus on nature and the willow trees that touch each other and
yeah.
the river and how it comes alive. And I don't know. I mean, I could see where Lovecraft would draw on that to create his sort of terrifying worlds filled with Cthulhu and monsters and
Also, I really think that you would like Lovecraft Country. Colette.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
I was
Yeah,
waiting
you.
for some
You-
spark of
you-
interest on
Oh, wait, hold on.
Spark.
You, right there. You.
Right,
Not
me.
not you so much, but you. Probably.
You.
Yeah. Yeah.
me.
You.
Right. So maybe.
You.
Maybe. I mean, there's things about Lovecraft that I enjoy. I can say, having done RPGs that are Lovecraftian, the aspect about it that I don't enjoy are the mythos points that you have to keep track of. You basically start
Oh.
out sane, right? And
Yeah.
every time you see something super fucked up, like you open a closet door and there's a demon inside, you roll, and then it's like, oh, you just lost 17 mythos points. Oh. And I mean, once your mythos points get low enough, you're crazy. And your character has to respond to situations based on your level of sanity. So I don't really enjoy playing the sanity points.
Yeah. Well, the show is mostly about. I mean, there's a lot of, and I have no idea how it tracks with the book, because I wanted to watch the show first so that I would enjoy it.
There's a
Oh,
book
on
called
it.
Lovecraft Country. It wasn't written by Lovecraft, I assume.
No. It's the show is based off of the book Lovecraft Country.
Okay.
And
but
I
it's
think,
mostly-
yeah, I mean, it's sort of a Lovecraftian community, right? And what era is it in?
it's in the 40s.
Yeah, because it
40s and
ties
50s,
in
I think.
with civil rights, from what I can see
Yeah.
from the
It's-
series trailers.
It's the series is really. I mean, there's definitely a lot of mysticism, magic, stuff like that. But on top of that, there's also loads and loads of race, dealing with racism, and it's all kind of intertwined. It's very. I mean, I have enjoyed every episode.
Huh. What venue is this on?
HBO Max.
Yeah.
It's on HBO.
Okay.
I think it's definitely worth it. And like, if you look at the only negative things I've seen are from people who say, why can't they just leave race out of it? Why isn't there more Lovecraft? Well, I guarantee those are white men.
Right. Who
Well,
probably
sure.
love Lovecraft and all the racism that's bundled in him.
Those
So,
are
I
the
mean,
same people that were pissed about any major black character in any primarily. Those are probably the same people that bitched and complained anytime a non-white person was featured in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
So,
probably.
or what was it? The movies with Jennifer.
the Hunger Games when Rue
Right.
was black. Rue was black in the books. Jesus
Everybody
Christ.
lost their damn mind about that. I've never even saw any of those movies or read any of the books, but I knew about that because people suck.
That's true. They
Yeah,
came.
so
I read all the books, and I read the 3 books. I have the prequel. I pre-ordered it from Google Audiobooks because I got like $5 off or something, and then promptly forgot that I have it. So I still have not listened to it, but I enjoyed all the books to one degree or another. Katniss is not a hero. She's not the hero character in the books. She's kind of an asshole. In the first one, I think the movie stuck pretty well to the first. Well, the movie stuck pretty well to all of them, but she's just not she's not a nice person, and she's not portrayed as a nice person in the books.
Well, she does offer herself in place of her sister, though.
Right,
so she
but
does
I mean,
do at least one heroic thing.
Yeah,
Well,
and then I think
she hunted to feed her family too.
She did. The thing, I think one of the probably the biggest difference. So now all of the books are from her point of view. So you really get a lot more into clearly her thought processes and her
assholery.
stuff. Right. And in the movie, it's it's hard because you get everybody in there.
Right.
But I think what the biggest difference is that in the movies, she clearly has, they make it seem like she has clearly chosen the one dude, her childhood friend, and that's who she wants to be with, but she's kind of forced into being with this other dude. In the book, she doesn't want either one of those dudes. She just wants to do her thing. And she has to do what she has to do to stay alive and all of that with the one dude, but she's just friends with the other guy. And they really made that, that whole young romancy type thing to sell the movie more. But I don't know. I liked the books. I thought they were good. And I also read all the Twilight books and moderately enjoyed those. So, I rarely admit that. So, yes.
Well, admitting it is half the battle, but
I was challenged to read them, and so I did.
You were so somebody like dared you to read them? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Because aren't they like 700 something pages a piece? I mean, they're not tiny, right? They're
huge.
Commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, once my nieces were so into them, and every year when they would come home for Thanksgiving, they would sit there together and watch, because they play it every holiday like it's a fucking holiday movie. And I'm like, so I would sit I'd walk through the room, and I might have given 15 minutes of time to sit there and be like, so who's the wolf boy? Oh, well, he's blobbity bloop bloop, and he's super hunky and la 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 la, but he doesn't sparkle like the vampire boy who blah 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 blah. And in the next movie, when she fucks the vampire boy, she pushes out a demon baby, and I was like, I'm out. Happy Thanksgiving. I am gonna go make a pie.
I'm gonna go make a pie.
No.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
There were quite a few things. So, and the author is Mormon, so they couldn't sleep together until they got married.
Okay.
So once they got married, then they broke the bed, literally.
So hang on. So the author's Mormon, and we couldn't have premarital sex,
No.
but
we can have intergenerate or interspecies sex.
sex with an
With
immortal demon,
Dead
totally fine.
Totally
Yeah,
fine.
and then a lycanthrope.
Right.
Yes.
Basically, the
Oh,
big
but
bone.
wait, it gets. This is the creepiest part. The creepiest part is that the wolf boy is like linked to the baby. So when the baby is old enough, they're gonna get married. They'll be together.
Okay.
That is some creepy shit. When we got to that, I was like, no.
So can I just ask what kind of semen an immortal vampire has? Like, how are they even able? Like, he should be shooting dust.
Exactly.
Dust that sparkles.
It's confetti.
Right. Yeah, I don't really see how a vampire would be fertile.
I don't know. She
Wow.
probably needed to douche after that, though. You brought this up.
I mean, it's Kristen Stewart, right? So, I mean, that was the other thing that was awful because she like her range is about this big.
I like her now.
I like her, but she doesn't have much range. You're absolutely right.
Did you see American Ultra?
What?
American what?
American Ultra. You
No.
should see that. It's super violent and I really liked it. It's fun. She's her boyfriend is like a sleeper agent, and the guy from Topher Grace from that 70s show plays a bad guy. He plays a terror. He's just an awful bad guy player. But it was a very fun movie. It's super fun. It's very fun.
I think the only thing that I have seen her in willingly, right? Because I didn't see any of those shitty Twilight movies, and I didn't see like that Snow White and the bearded henchman or whatever the hell that was. I didn't see that, but I did see her play Joan Jett in that movie about the Runaways.
Oh, I skip that.
And she was a great Joan Jett, but because Joan Jett is
is a one-dimensional character.
Well, I mean, they're very similar people, right? And she tells this great story about how Joan Jett, like, she had to learn how to play guitar to be in that movie. I want to say
Joan Jett only knows 3 chords.
I want to say it was maybe it was called The Runaways.
I think it was
the movie. Okay, and so I guess Joan Jett was on set as an advisor, and she was like, yeah, so I was trying to learn how to play guitar, and she said, just think of the guitar as like your penis.
That sounds
and I totally got it. And I'm like, I'll bet you did, because why are you playing straight girls? Right? And she and Dakota Fanning do get together in that movie because Dakota Fanning plays Sherry Curry, who was the lead singer of the Runaways. But I think they had to do some clever choreography of what they could do and what they couldn't do because of how old Dakota Fanning was when she made that movie. I don't think she was 18. I think she was like 17. So there were things that she couldn't do.
Which Fanning was in The Alienist?
That's Dakota Fanning.
Okay. I like her. You know, I don't know if I like her so much because of the character that she played in The Alienist, because I already liked her so much, or if I just like her. But I love that. Did you guys? We watched the second season of The Alienist, right?
Yeah.
I think I liked that one better than the first. What I did like much less was Laszlo Kreutzler. I really don't like him. I just wanted to watch. What the fuck is her name?
Dakota Fanning. Or
all
her
I can think of is Mary.
Yeah,
Mary
Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. I loved her in the second season because she was like, Psh, I'm running this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say,
Definitely
the second season of the show was way better than the second book, which I could not get through. And I loved the first book, but
Yeah.
that second book was from Stevie's POV.
I know
And
you
I
said that.
couldn't, like, I mean,
And because you said that while I was watching, you know, we're watching it, and I kept telling TJ, I'm like, how would they get this aspect of the story from Stevie? And it really
Yeah.
kind of pissed me off because I had already purchased the audiobook from Audible, and I
Did
so
you start it?
eventually no, because I haven't been listening to anything. I've been in a major reading slump.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
well, I think part of that is just
the
way
world
things
is
are.
falling apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I
true.
mean, I think in a way, right? I mean, you want to read to escape, but then I think after a while, you're like, nothing matters.
Mostly, I
Yeah.
just want to watch TV and play video games. And now that the weather is turning colder, I've been cooking and baking a lot.
Yeah,
So-
I get to see those pictures and think, damn it, why can't we live closer? Because
Yeah, I picked up
holy cow.
like I think I picked up like 10 or 12 different cookbooks over the last month.
wow.
Wow.
cooking. So yeah,
That's amazing.
and most
So-
things have turned out good.
Cool. We were talking about watching television and movies. Have you guys put on your list or watched The Haunting of
The thing
House.
that you said
Manor?
had lesbo action, that thing?
Lesbos on the stairs. Yeah, we watched the first episode, and we'll continue. I still have not watched that video that you sent me. This has been part of my, like, I just can't do anything. I feel like I've been sick for a year,
Oh wow.
like just constant.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to you, I'm like, I don't feel good. I'm sick. So it's just like this rolling.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm feeling better today. Hopefully tomorrow it will continue. You know.
Yeah.
But it's just I had my second. So I had my second coronavirus test, much worse than the first because they added a throat swab.
Oh God.
That was awful. Like I
But
coughed
you know,
for
that probably makes it a much more reliable test.
probably.
fair.
But you know, and I was just thinking, so if Colette had to do that, because you know you gag and it's that was an awful feeling.
Yeah, no, I just had to
Yeah.
do the double nasal, and
I had to do that too. They only did just up one nostril.
wait,
and then,
so you didn't use the same swab though, right? You didn't do your nose and then okay, good.
no, I didn't do
I
any
used-
of that.
They gave me I had to do all of mine. They were just watching from the other side of the glass, encouraging me and occasionally
You
providing
got it.
instruction. Good job. But yeah, so I had one swab and then you jam it up and it's like when it stops, pull back a little because you've gone too far. So you get it up there and they count for you and then you pull it out and then you jam the same swab back up the other side and then they count for you. And then you put it in the reagent vial and then you seal it up and then you put it in the magic drop box. But yeah, I didn't have to do the throat. And I would have, if I had, I would have demanded a second swab because no, I don't want
I get it.
to do it the
Can
nose.
I do the
and then-
throat first?
Yeah. Even then, I don't
It
know.
would-
That just
It would have
doesn't
had vomit on it. I can't. No. I even think of putting a finger down my throat, like really visualize it, and I'll throw up. So there ain't no way. No.
Wow. Wow. I mean, and it's too bad because you are not in a good state. Not that there are really any good states anymore.
No, our state's awful. And every time our governor makes some progress, the Republicans take him to court. No, we don't want to save people. Let them all die.
Yep.
Also, don't forget to vote.
Right. Anyway, but I highly recommend that show. It's a little bit slow, but it's fantastic, and it's the same writer director that gave us The Haunting of Hill House, which also was a little slow starting out, and then it
I
really
really enjoyed that show.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah.
So wait, that was a show or that was a movie?
They're both series.
Yeah.
The Haunting of Hill House is based on the Shirley Jackson novel, and
that was also a film, right?
It was.
Yes.
At least once. I think
there's at least two that I can think of.
Is that what became The Haunting or no?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And so, yeah, that was done in the 60s, I think, and then was redone.
Right,
like
with Liam Neeson, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Like in the last 10 or 15 years, yeah.
99. I think it came out in 99. Yeah, yeah. And then the Haunting of Bly Manor is based on The Turn of the Screw by, I think, Henry James.
Henry James, yeah, because I was like, oh, yeah, which Audible has narrated by Emma Thompson, and it was really good.
I was so ready for it to be Ellen DeGeneres. I want Ellen DeGeneres or Ellen Page to go ahead and narrate.
Yeah, I like Ellen Page. Yeah, Emma Thompson did the narration on that one.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Did you guys listen to Mrs. Zant or Mrs. Yeah, is it Mrs. The Ghost and Mrs. Zant or something like that? That one's narrated by Gillian Anderson, and she does it in a British accent. It's so good.
Well, I mean, she was great in that series about the serial killer. Yeah,
real good. She was great in that.
Yeah.
And you know, she's going to be Margaret Thatcher in the next season of The Crown. I don't know if you guys
I watched the first 2 episodes of that, and I always want to go back because I love Olivia Colman. Love her.
Yeah, but you got to wait a ways to get to Olivia Colman.
Yeah, that's the problem.
2 seasons with the young queen, and I mean, she's great.
I love her in Claire Foy, right?
Claire Foy, she is great.
I love her in everything except the latest, the girl in the girl who kicked the spider's nest. That movie is the worst fucking movie that has been made in the last 20 years. It was awful. It was awful.
Was that's not one of the girl with the dragon tattoo?
It is. It's the most.
Claire Foy?
Yeah.
As Elizabeth Salinger?
Yes. It's terrible. Don't pay money for it. Try to watch it. It's terrible. It might be fun if you go into it knowing it's the worst movie that's ever been made.
I don't know.
And it could be good.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's directed by Ed Wood, I don't think I would be ready to watch it for how bad it is, especially if it stars somebody that I like. I think that would be hard.
So disappointing.
Yeah. So speaking of disappointing, if we get back to this book.
Get back to the book. Okay.
The book that we stopped talking about 40 minutes ago. Were there short stories that you wish had been included in this that weren't?
My mind is completely blank. I can tell you that the one thing that I did think about is how I love short stories, especially for something like this.
Yeah.
You get in, you get except for the last one, and you're kind of like, oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they would have included Mrs. Amworth, which I thought, when I first read it, I think I was in, 9th grade. And there was something about it that just creeped me the hell out.
Did it chill your bones?
It did. It chilled my bones.
What is it called?
Mrs. Amworth by Somerset Maugham.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. He also did a short story. I can't remember what it's called. The Luna, the Moon. I don't remember, but it's I wouldn't call it maybe horror. It's another one of those where a guy basically goes insane, and then time when the moon's full, and that was really interesting. He did a good job with that. I used to be a big fan of that author back in early high school. But I think this is the name, maybe it might not have been written by him. Now I gotta look it up. What is it? Kibble and bit time? What's going on?
I don't know. That sounded super dramatic for. I mean that. Yeah.
This is my house, and you have not cleared walking by with me.
Apparently.
Yeah, it's funny because Jake is not like that. I mean, he's not even going to get off the couch.
Oh, God.
Jake is the kind of dog I need.
You know, I'm sorry. Mrs. Amworth was E.F. Benson. I apologize.
Yeah, I Googled it and I found where that story appears in a film called Three Dangerous Ladies.
That should be the name of our show.
Ah!
That's funny.
Ladies.
But yeah, so I kind of wished that the Legend of Sleepy Hollow was in this. Because I think it's of the right era.
Yeah.
You know, Washington Irving was not represented at all.
No.
And it's a little revengey, right? Because ultimately, at the end, don't we learn that there really is no headless horseman? There's just Brom Bones who wanted to bang the lady that Ichabod Crane was hitting on, right? Isn't that pretty much the explanation at the end?
All I can remember is the movie with Johnny Depp. That's all I can remember.
I have not seen that. I did read the story. I mean, or I listened to it a couple years ago. I enjoyed it. I couldn't tell you what it was about anymore.
I think my first experience with it was via the Disney.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Right? The animated that Bing Crosby, famed child abuser, and Orange Lover.
And Orange Lover.
Right? He narrated that and sang the songs and stuff. I think it was part of Mr. Toad's. And all I can think of now is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, which is the ride at Disneyland. But I think Mr. Toad and Ichabod Crane got jammed together into a movie. But I remember having the LP.
Oh, wow.
When I was little.
That's awesome.
I had The Legend of Sleepy Hollow from Disney. I had a lot of Disney records.
Oh,
I think
I had a lot of KTEL records.
Oh, wow. You didn't opt for the 8-track?
No, I was beyond. 8-tracks are passe by the time I was ready. I had one of those sweet console,
right?
You know, yeah. And every time I would put the needle down, I would get a small jolt of electricity.
That's bad. That's not. Yeah, that's not on purpose.
Exciting. Yeah,
it would be exciting when you put your Bay City Rollers LP down and get an electric shock.
SAT-URT.
Oh my God! Come on now.
Right.
That's all right. I got that stupid ass song, that lyric in my head. Put the needle on the record, right? Put the needle on the record. Oh, by the way, Somerset Mom. That short story is The Moon. That's what it was. And of human bondage, which I really like. Novak, since we're speaking of human bondage. She's awesome.
Well, we're over time.
Well, yes, we are.
Yeah.
Cats. We just had too much fun.
We did. We did. All right. Well, we will debate and discuss the next book.
Yep.
And we'll probably see you next month. Oh,
yeah.
Before we go, I would like to wish both of you belated happy birthdays, because you have birthday months. This is Andy's, which is a couple days ago, and Colette a few days ago, like a week or so ago, right?
Oh, it was the 12th. So I feel like
2 weeks.
Today. So 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So happy old lady day.
The Libra babies. Yeah, and happy Halloween, staying indoors, wishing you could be out. Just saying.
I don't wish I could be out. I am quite happy right here. I got 2 big tubs of candy that I'm not sharing with anybody that does not live inside my house.
Good for you. Yeah. I got a voicemail right before we started this call from my brother that was like, well, if it's before 5, call me back. After that, I'll be at a wedding reception. And I'm like,
Oh, cool.
what?
Cool.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
If it's not a drive-through, you shouldn't probably be there.
Yeah, my one brother thinks this whole thing's hype and a hoax.
Which brother is that?
Yeah.
I do love him so.
I know, but
like, I don't understand how,
keys.
There's 220,000 dead people just in the United States, and they're like, I'm going to go ahead and go to this party.
It's just media hype. It's the same number of people who would die from a flu every year anyway. I'm serious. This is the attitude they have.
Yeah. You guys need to watch the new Borat movie.
Can't stand that guy.
Yeah, especially since it's going to have Rudy Giuliani with his hand down his pants. That is all the disincentive that I need.
Yeah, right. These were the. So there are a couple parts that I really enjoyed. One is Borat's daughter, and I didn't enjoy the first movie. I thought it was kind of, but
I didn't see it.
I think that there's enough. I laughed out loud, like maybe 10 times. It was. I
have a question.
Yeah.
Right. So the first Borat movie came out, and kind of the deal was people did not know that it was an actor pretending to be a character, and so they got filmed believing this person and being duped. So how do we make this real now that everybody knows that it's not American?
Immediately, he comes in. He's walking down the street, and everybody's like Borat, and they're chasing him and whatnot. And so that's mostly alleviated by the fact that the movie is really more about his daughter, and it's his daughter.
What's that guy?
It's pretend.
So he's a character.
So his daughter comes, kind of follows him over, and it's really about her awakening and Borat's awakening that women can do whatever they want to do. So she goes from living in a cage, because that's how their women are. She hasn't gotten married yet, so she doesn't have her sweet bridal cage yet. She just has her standard woman cage, to learning that women can drive and they can do all this stuff. And it's like this huge feminist thing for her. And he is super supportive, not right away, but it's his awakening also. But the best parts are, so she is the one that's going and talking to a lot of these people as she goes into, she goes into a Women's Republican lunch and gets up on the stage, and it's just I loved it. Like, they have this book that that she brought with her, that of myths, or not myths, but it's supposed to be like true stories, where if a woman touches her vagine, that it has teeth and it will suck your arm in and then eat you until you're turned inside out. So she goes to this so she starts to figure out that this isn't true, and she goes to this she masturbates in the bathroom and then goes to this Republican women's thing and gets up on the stage, and she's like, something miraculous has just happened and I need to share it with you. And she's like, I touched my vagine, and then, so first you go like around in the circle, and then you can go up and down, and the women are just like, it's worth it. I think you would enjoy it.
Wow.
Give it 10 minutes and see how you go. But oh, you can't watch it. It's on Amazon. So there you go. But I think you would like it. Andy, you should watch it.
There you go. Just tell Alexa to play it for you or whatever, and then forfeit.
Hey, computer.
All of your free will. What did she say?
There's nothing for me to resume.
Oh.
I don't know. All right, well, we've gone over time, but thank you for joining. Nice, safe Halloween, whatever the hell you do. And we'll be back next month with some new and exciting book.
Something.
So, yeah. All right, thanks, guys. So long.
All right, bye, everybody.